Do you ever get triggered? Sometimes things push your buttons. Hands up if you get triggered over the last week, month, year, life. Today I want to talk about triggers, and I want to talk about responses to triggers or reactions to triggers, and how it was for me yesterday. So I'm recording this video on a Friday, and yesterday was one of those days where I was just triggered by everything. When I say I, it's the little I, it's the little me, it's the ego, it's the poor me, little boy that gets triggered. The truth of me, the truth of you, doesn't get triggered. And as our human experience, we may have experiences where uncomfortable feelings come up. Well, yesterday was one of those days for me, and as you can see, we were here yesterday. We are literally in a paradise. So if you're watching this and you're thinking that it may be something to do with your environment or where you are, the country you're in, the weather, I can confirm with years of experience and many, many triggers that the environment and the people you're with and the weather, they don't mean anything. You can get triggered in paradise, you can get triggered in prison, it doesn't matter. The prison, the challenge, the thing is always in our mind, it's always in our body, it's in our emotions, it's inside of ourselves. Well, yesterday I was hypersensitive. And because I've done this work a lot and because it's very clear, there was no real external thing that I could point to that could say why I'd be extra sensitive. It was just energetic. I know when it's energetic. It's very clear when it's energetic because it's not obvious things and you can't really point to something and say, oh, this is because of this. But yesterday it was like literally everything. My poor wife and son, it would be anything that they did, and I mean anything, could trigger something in me. And when I noticed that, we were actually driving and I was just noticing that just the most simple things were annoying me. It was just very obvious that energetically something was going on, and so I needed to get still, I needed to get silent. And it took some time, and I didn't deal with it the way that I would like and whatever. But I want to talk about it because whenever these energetic shifts come, my God, my feet's getting burned, so I might just get a little bit close to the water. I'm hoping this new mic should keep the voice and have the beautiful Pacific Ocean more silent. Well, we shall see. We'll know afterwards. But whenever energetically we are getting triggered, and whether you can, it's obvious on the outside, no, someone does something happens in the world, it triggers something in you, or it's like me, I mean, we've done a lot of work maybe, and then it's just like so ridiculous, like absolute nothings are triggering stuff within you. You know that it is energy that is coming up to be removed from your system. It's ready to be released from your system. And what happens is, sometimes, whenever we get triggered, old patterns, I was talking to someone the other day about this, we can revert, if we don't have tools and we don't have practices, we can revert to our lowest common denominator. We revert to the part of ourselves. You know, we may go into addictive tendencies, we may go into shutting down, we may go into distraction, we may go into consumption, consuming social media, maybe consuming food, maybe some other form of addiction. But what happens is if we distract ourselves from that, we don't give the space and for the energy that is old energy, old patterns. If we don't give them room to release, they have to stick around. So I find myself going into, so my pattern would be going on to like YouTube, and you know, I could be searching, like I want to learn something. So my pattern is I want to go and learn something. I'll distract myself from being triggered about absolutely nothing. So I'll go onto YouTube, watch something. So it's like an addiction to learning, addiction to spirituality. When what really is being called for is to be to be with the feeling. So eventually I got there, and I was with the feeling, and I just allowed it to move through. And now it's a lot better. Today it's a lot better. Today I'm not getting triggered by every last thing, but it's still not completely fully through. And I want to share to you that I believe that is because of my tendency to go to distraction rather than to awareness, rather than to stillness, rather than to just allow, just sit, be silent, be still, be with the feeling. Don't try and fix the feeling. Don't try and go away from the feeling. I mean, it was so all-encompassing yesterday for me. It's like you can't really avoid it, but we can distract ourselves. And so maybe you have a tendency to distract yourself. Maybe you will medicate yourself with some sort of something, substance or activity or whatever. It can be sex, it can be money, it can be possession, it can be social media, it can be something that you do that distracts yourself. And the invitation is, through my own challenges, is this to see that distraction is not healing. Watching a video on healing, so watching, like learning about shadow work while you're completely triggered is not, it can be distraction. Maybe you get some skills, but what we're really being called to, what I'm really being called to in those moments, is to feel what it's feeling, feel what I'm feeling. Don't try and push it away, don't try and distract, don't try and explain it away by this, that, and the other modality, and trace it back to past lives or blah, 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 whatever it is, trace it back to something in this life. Just be silent, be still, be present, and allow it to move through. It has come to pass, not come to stay. But it will stay if we distract ourselves, if we medicate ourselves, if we can intellectualize these things. We can say it's because this, that, and the other, it's this pattern, it's because my family had this, whatever. And all that does is intellectualize, distract, and keep us away from truly what the energy, you're being triggered. That means the energy has come up to leave, unless we keep it. And unless, so the trigger, we talk about it funny, the trigger finger. When we get triggered, the finger pointing towards, this is our trigger finger. The finger pointing to where the trigger came from, that's where we're pointing towards. So a person triggers, my wife triggers me, my son triggers me, the news triggers me. That's the person that's giving you the gift. The three fingers pointing backwards, this is the person receiving the gift, me, 3 times, tripled over, pressed down and abundantly gifted with the trigger. And the finger pointing upwards is where the gift is coming from, God, the universe. So this is the trigger formula. It's a gift. Who's giving you the gift? Who's receiving the gift? Where's the gift coming from? Above. But if we distract ourselves, if we medicate ourselves, if we intellectualize what's happening, again, even watching a video about shadow or about triggers could be a distraction, could be a medication. And I've made it that. I've made it an art. That's not, distraction is not healing. Reading about the thing is not healing, and I don't really like the word healing, but I haven't found a better one, because actually we are already whole and perfect, and as it is, and healing kind of assumes that we are broken, but we'll have to find a better word for that. But it's not, if we just talk about it energetically, we are not allowing the energy to move through when we're intellectualizing, when we're studying about it, when we're digging into all of the reasons as to why we're triggered. We can do that forever, because we live on earth as a human, where it's just constant opportunity to be triggered. It's just the nature of this dual reality. And you'll always find a reason in this lifetime or another as to why you are triggered. But some macaws. Let's see if you can see these macaws, red and blue. I probably own 2 of them. Wow, so beautiful. So maybe we'll go into the trees and see if we catch some of these for this video. You'll always find more and deeper reasons. You'll never come to the bottom of it. We could never, oh my God, another giant bird. What is this? Oh my God, its wings look like airplane wings. My feet's getting burned, so we're gonna go back down here again. Wow, it's a giant. I don't know what that was. So we're in the jungle. This is the Pacific Ocean. We're in the south coast of Costa Rica, just to get a little context. Yeah, like big empty beaches, no one here, staying in a beautiful place, and triggers still come. So you can always find more reasons as to why you're triggered, why more reasons, more stories as to why you're traumatized. But the simple idea is this energy that has been trapped within our field that is ready to leave. Every single time we are triggered, it's old energy, an old pattern that's ready to leave, and how we choose to be with it will determine whether that energy leaves or it's here to stay. And again, full transparency, knowing this, do I always deal with it that way? No. Did I deal with it that way yesterday? No. Do I know it and not act it? Yes. So I want to make this video for this one and for you who watch this to remember that we're perfectly imperfect. We can know lots of things and not experience them all of the time because this world is set up in this way. But this is a reminder for this one and a reminder for any other who feel called to this, just picking up some plastic, that it is simpler and simple. It's energy that wants to leave, and if we give it the space and allow it to move through us without story, without judgment, without victims, without victimizers, that energy will move through us. And I've had this experience many times. When that triggered energy, that suppressed energy, that really, it's not fun. When that energy is released, moved through the system, it's moved back into the body of God again, you could say. And that feeling can be literally orgasmic. You could go from like absolutely triggered and really depressed, and that release of energy it's liberated. It's liberated energy. It can feel orgasmic. It can feel blissful. But that's not the reason we're doing it. It's not a goal. So don't make it a goal or don't make it something. I'm just sharing that I've had that experience, and other times it can just be completely gentle and natural. And okay, that trigger's appeared, and now that energy is released. It's back into the body of God. It's not trapped in the little ego me, poor me, self story. And now that energy is available for recreation, your recreation, the enjoyment of life, enjoyment. So I'm going to leave it there because this phone's going to overheat. This body is overheating. But I'd love to hear from you in the comments, your experience of this, any challenges to this. But we'll continue to work with this and be the living embodiment of this, and fail forward and forget and remember and become all we are here to be. If you're interested in diving deeper with me, I am at the moment ready to work with beings who are here to be heart leaders on this planet. If you're called to have a call with me to explore this further, you can find a link on the website or below and reach out or DM. I can send you the link. We can get together on a mastery meeting to talk about this and to share how we can use doing this work so that we can lead in our family, so we can lead in our business, so we can lead in the world, so we can lead the transformation of consciousness on this planet. And until next time, from my heart to yours, the divine in me sees, loves, and honors the divine in you. Namaste. We are